All right, so for those that basically say that if you have solar and batteries and the batteries only work if you lose power with Edison and then you lose power at your house and then the power kicks in and then runs on the battery. That's not true. So with Tesla, during the day I run on my solar panels and my solar panels charge my batteries when my batteries are low, because at night I run on my batteries. I don't run on Edison. So let me give it a little bit of breakdown how this works. So basically this is my backup panel, but my backup panel basically has become my main because all my breakers are pretty much in here. Okay, and my main, there's nothing in here except for my main, and then my Tesla basically sell the power back panel that's up there. I mean, that's breaker up there. So this is my backup panel slash main, you would say. And then this here is my Tesla, basically like the brains of the unit. This here, the main comes into here. The solar comes into in here and also provides the house power. So how this works is, if you look right now, obviously Edison is on, but I'm not using Edison. I'm using my power walls right now. If you look, I have power at my house, but let's just come over here and I'll just do it really fast. I'll flip the main. My main's off. My power is still on. That's because I'm not using Edison. Edison is there as a backup if I have to use them, but I'm not using them. So basically right now, Edison's off. So if it was daylight right now, I would still generate power. I would still charge my batteries. I would still power my home. The whole entire system would run normally. So right now you can see I still have power. My whole entire house has power, right? And that's because my power walls are basically providing power. If I turn it back on, turning my main back on, I still have power at the house. So basically that's how that works. Let me close this up. So yeah, when you have a Tesla system and you have a very good system, you don't use Edison. Edison has become basically useless. I only use Edison to sell power back to them during the day. And then at the end of the year, they cut me a check. But other than that, I can literally turn my main off and not sell power back to Edison whatsoever. And I would just run off the grid and I would have full power for the sun and then full power for my house on my batteries. And like I said, if the power went out right now and all my neighbors lost power, I would still have power and I wouldn't have a blackout for any amount of time. Not like a generator where if the power goes out, you have to wait 30 seconds to a minute and the power comes back on. I don't have to have that. And that's all due to my large solar system here, my batteries that are in my garage that if you look through my previous videos, you'll see. But Edison, I don't use them at all. Edison is just there. So during the day when I'm generating more power than my house needs, and then after my batteries have recharged from me using them at night, any excess power that I'm generating, I sell back to Edison, and Edison just cuts me a check at the end of the year, or we credit my account, however it works. But if Edison really wanted to become, where they want to say, okay, well, hey, we're going to start charging you to sell power back to us, I can say, Edison, screw you, fuck you, turn my main off, and still have power and not rely on Edison. That's one of the benefits of going with a Tesla system. You don't have to worry about it. And like right now, my AC is running, it's powering my whole entire house. I'm not using Edison, I don't know how to tell you guys, like all these old school people that say that solar is not there, the battery technology is not there, you're going to have all these maintenances and all this. It's not true. Like, you're living in the Stone Age. And back in the day, yeah, it's probably true, but not no more. Technology has changed. Maybe the battery and the solar technology is not there 100%, but if I had to put a percentage on it, I would say it's about 80 or 90%. Granted, I do have a lot of panels, but that's also because I have a very large system. Most homes don't even pull as much power as I do, and I went with a larger system because I want to look at future power that I'm going to maybe use. So if I extend my house out, if I buy a third Tesla, right now I got 2 Tesla cars. So I want to make sure that I have enough power for my future use or needs for power later on. And that's why I went with such a large system. And on top of that is that more people start getting solar and everything like that, and Edison starts losing money, or the utility companies start losing money, they're going to try to find a way to fuck the American people. And then on top of that, solar and everything else that to buy the systems are going to go up. I can tell you right now, I bought my system, almost 3 years ago, maybe a little over 3 years ago, and they have already jacked the price up at least $10K for the same system that I have. It's just going to keep going up and up and up. So that's why I decided to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy a large system, and I'm going to save money now because, 3 years ago, it wasn't, as big as it is now. It's growing fast, and people are starting to get more, smart on this and jump on it. And, I just don't know what else to tell you guys. It's definitely worth going with Tesla and getting a battery backup in a large solar system. If I could have afforded it, I would have gone with the solar roof, and then I would have had a lot more power because each shingle would have been powered by, each shingle that's up there would be basically a solar panel. But unfortunately, I had to go with the panels, which are bigger, because the solar roof is super expensive, and my budget's not just there yet. But do your homework. Don't listen to people on TikTok, especially, all those people that buy a Tesla and say their batteries suck and everything like that. Those are the people that are using superchargers nonstop. And Tesla will even tell you, superchargers are only made to be used when you're traveling, for vacation, stuff like that. Your primary source of charging should be at home on a lower charging system. That way you're not, ruining your batteries. Like that's like taking your car battery on your regular gas vehicle and jump starting it every single day. That battery is not going to last long. It's going to get ruined and it's going to start dying. And that's what you're doing every time you go to a supercharger. Now, it's good to use it every now and then, right? For long road trips. But if you're not doing long road trips, you should be charging at home, where you're charging at 8,000, 9,000 watts on a 45 amp or a 50 amp, breaker, versus going to a supercharger and putting, 32,000 volts or whatever the hell you want to call it, into your battery and screwing it up. Don't be one of those people that are on TikTok and listening to them. They don't know what they're talking about. Do your homework. And that's what I did. I got tired of all these high bills, with Edison. I got tired of me paying almost $400 to $500 a month in gas just driving to work, and I started breaking down and looking at my homework and doing the research and calling these companies and saying, hey, look, I want to be 100% off Edison, but I also want to have enough power, and Tesla can do that. These other mom and pop, solar companies that are from China and everything else like that, they can't. Don't put shitty products in your home. Your home is your investment. I don't know how many times I can say that. But that's enough of me ranting and raging or talking your heads off. But go with a good quality system. And like I said, if my power went out right now by the utility company, I would never know.